What are the top 10 most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs? Let's find out. Hey everybody, it's Nick here with you. Welcome back to the Rock Squad channel and welcome to my top 10 most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs. Before we get to it, guys, if you love to rock out as much as we do here on the Rock Squad channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Make sure to like this video, appreciate that a lot, and make sure to share this video online with your friends and fellow Smashing Pumpkins fans. So the reason that I'm doing this video of the most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs is because their new album, the third act in the trilogy of the Autumn Trilogy, comes out next Friday, May the 5th. And you know what? It's been a mixed bag for me with this Autumn Trilogy. I've done some reviews already for Acts 1 and 2. Those are up here on the channel. If you want to check those out, I'll link those up there for you to check out. But if you haven't seen those reviews, quick summary. The albums have been a mixed bag for me so far. I know a lot of fans have been divided about Billy Corgan and his new very synth-heavy electronic sound that he's been doing on these new albums. There's a lot of rock on there as well, but it's still been divisive. New Smashing Pumpkins music is always divisive to Smashing Pumpkins fans. It's always up for great debate, and Billy Corgan is well aware of that. But we got the new album coming out, rounding out the Autumn Trilogy. I'm hoping it's going to be awesome. I have very high hopes for it. I got my fingers crossed I'm going to love it. So we'll do a rock album review for that next week. But I thought, you know what, the Smashing Pumpkins, although we all love the music that they released in their heyday, 1979, Bullet with Butterfly Wings, pretty much everything, Today, Cherub Rock, Tonight, everything, all those songs, we all know the great hits that they've released over the years. But after those kind of heyday years, when they got into the reunion years after 2007, they still released a lot of great music. There's been varying lineups of the band, members have come and gone, but Billy Corgan has continued to follow his North Star of creativity and put out lots of really good music over the last decade or so. So I thought I would list, 10 really underrated but still awesome Smashing Pumpkins tracks that I think everybody should know about. Some of them from the heyday, the Melancholy and Siamese Dream years, but most of them from the last decade or so. So, without further ado, let's get into it. My top 10 most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs. Coming in at number 10, we have the song Purple Blood from the Sear record, which came out in 2020. Now, there are a lot of elements of the new album, Autumn, that come from that Sear album. Sear is still a really electronic-driven album as well. It's a great Smashing Pumpkins record, and I think it's a stronger record overall than what we've heard so far from the Autumn project. I think there are some stronger melodies on the Sear record, even though there are 20-odd songs on that record. It's not all great on it, but there are a lot of great songs, and Purple Blood is one of those songs that I really enjoy. It mixes together the right elements of Smashing Pumpkins that you want to hear. They still have the rocky elements mixed with the electronic elements, and it's got a great melody as well. So those are kind of the trilogy of things that I'm looking for when it comes not to just Smashing Pumpkins songs, but just great songs in general. You want to have all those elements combined. You want to have sounds that you love with lyrics and melodies that you're really going to dig, and the song Purple Blood from Sear is one of those. So coming in at number 10 on my top 10 most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs, we have Purple Blood from Sear. Coming in at number 9, we have the song Czarina from the Ava Adore single back in 1998, the first single from the Adore record, which came out that year. I actually picked up that Ava Adore single back when that record came out, when that single came out. Probably picked it up at HMV in Lime Mall. That's probably where I picked it up and listened to it on my Discman. I just remember listening to that song. It's a really soft and beautiful song. Adore is a very electronic and very dark record, and Czarina fits into that mold, but it's a little bit more relaxed. Billy Corgan singing about sipping tea, and just, it's a really great song. Great vocal from Billy Corgan. And although it's still from their heyday, the Adore years, which a lot of people fondly look upon now, but maybe not so much at the time. But there was a great era for the band, and this is a great song. So coming in at number 9 of my top 10 most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs, we have Czarina. Coming in at number 8, we have The Boy I think it's from the 1979 single. So it's from the Melancholy days, but this is a song by Mr. James Iha. James wrote a lot of really great songs during the Smashing Pumpkins era, their 90s era, from Gish all the way through to, he did stuff on Adore and during the Machina sessions as well, during that first, chunk of the Smashing Pumpkins career. And James Iha has a very different writing style, a very different feel than Billy Corgan, but his songs have such a great pop sensibility to them. There's like some Beatles in there. They're just very melodic and a little bit less dark than Billy Corgan's music. I find James Iha's music, at least during that era, to be really upbeat and really, really cool. There's a lot of B-sides from the melancholy era that were written by James, like songs like Believe and this song, The Boy, which just has an incredible pop vocal. It's got an incredible melody. It just reminds me of summer, so it always gave me good vibes. I used to love this song when I used to listen to it in high school, and I still love it. I think it's a great song. So coming in at number 8, we're going to put The Boy by Mr. James Iha. So glad that he's back in the band. Coming in at number 7, we have One and All from the Monuments to an Elegy record in 2014. And that was hot on the heels of the Oceania record in 2012, which featured a new lineup for the Smashing Pumpkins. And I'll get to that and some of the songs from that record in just a little bit. But first, talking about the song One and All. When they did Monuments to an Elegy, it was pretty much just Billy Corgan with Tommy Lee, of all people, on drums. So that record overall has a very simplistic and just very kind of easy kind of feel to it. But it's a great rock record. I know a lot of people complain about, Billy Corgan going too far into the electronic realm on a lot of the recent Smashing Pumpkins releases, but if you want to listen to something from the last decade or so that still really rocks, Oceania, of course, we'll talk about that in a second. I think that's the better record. But Monuments to an Elegy is a very great guitar record. It's Billy Corgan and Tommy Lee doing a duo thing. It's not the full band, but it's still a really great record, and I enjoy it. I think it's one of the better Smashing Pumpkins records from over the last decade. So coming in at number 7, a great guitar-driven, vocal-driven song that I really love. It's called One and All. You should definitely check it out. Coming in at number 6 on the most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs, we have My Love is Winter from the record I was just talking about, Oceania, which came out in 2012 and featured a new Smashing Pumpkins lineup. Of course, Billy Corgan leading the band, but then Jeff Schroeder still on guitar. He's still in the band. Really glad that he's still with the Smashing Pumpkins because he's a great guitar player. Nicole Fiorentino on bass and Mike Byrne, a young guy, on drums when they made that record. And for my money, Oceania is the best record they've released since their heyday. Probably since Adore or Melancholy. It's such a fantastic record. And My Love is Winter is a great song as well. Again, bringing together those elements of Smashing Pumpkins that you really want to hear. It has such a great melody, but the synth on this song, there's a little synth bit in this song that you should listen for that is just incredible. And I really love the way that this song builds. It starts out kind of just soft, but then really, really gets in an amazing little riff that you're really going to love on this song. So if you've never really checked out Oceania and you never checked out these songs, there's going to be a couple more on this list. You definitely should. It's such a solid record, and I will sing its praises to the high heavens. So coming in at number 6, we have My Love is Winter. Coming in at number 5, from Machina 2, the Friends and Enemies of Modern Music, we have Dross. Now, this is one of the best, rockiest, most metal songs that the Pumpkins released from the Machina era, which is a pretty heavy metal era for the Smashing Pumpkins overall. And, the first Machina record was a great album. It has a lot of great Smashing Pumpkins songs on it, but then there are so many gems on Machina 2, the Friends and Enemies of Modern Music, that aren't as well known because it never got an official release. I still don't have an official copy of Machina 2. I still have the copy that my friend burned for me back in high school. So yeah, I don't even have that record, an official version. We're still waiting for them to release an official deluxe edition of Machina 2. But if you are going to listen to Machina 2, there's lots of great songs on it, but you should definitely hear the song Dross. They played it on the Horizon tour in 1999. I remember downloading a bootleg and thinking that it was just the most badass, Smashing Pumpkins song. You say I'm beautiful, great vocal from Billy Corgan. So highly recommended, definitely underrated, and definitely worth you checking out. So coming in at number 5 on the most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs, we have Dross. Coming in at number 4 on the most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs, we have Tom Tom from the Tear Garden by Kaleidoscope project that Billy Corgan did in the mid-2010s. Now, this was intended to be a 33-song project. Well, he kind of completed it now with Autumn. He definitely fulfilled his promise. But back then, this whole project, he never completed the 33-song project for Tear Garden by Kaleidoscope. I think he got about 3/4 of the way through before abandoning the project. But there was a lot of great songs released during that era. And it runs the gamut of styles as well. Billy Corgan doing what he does best. But when it comes to Tom Tom, this might be, I don't know, one of the catchiest Smashing Pumpkins songs since like Siamese Dream or Melancholy. It really does have a really strong melody and amazing chorus. Here Comes the Morning Man. It's got a great chorus and just great performances from the band overall. The same lineup I think that we heard on Oceania. It's a great song, and it's one of the most highly recommended songs that I can tell people to listen to. If you're somebody who doubts the Smashing Pumpkins and doubts their material since their 90s heyday era, then you definitely got to check out Tom Tom. I think it's one of those songs that will convince people that Billy Corgan is still making great music. So coming in at number 4 from Tear Garden by Kaleidoscope, it's underrated and it's awesome. We have Tom Tom. Coming in at number 3 from the Shiny No So Bright record, we have Marchin' On. This came out in 2018. It was the album that saw the reunion of Billy Corgan with James Iha and Jimmy Chamberlain. And overall, that record, Shiny No So Bright Volume 1, it's kind of mellow. There's not a lot of heavy songs on there, but this one in particular, Marchin' On, is a really, really heavy track. It's almost got like Metallica vibes to it. It's that heavy. It's really punchy. It really just marches, you know? It kicks a lot of ass, and I really think it's cool. And I think when I was talking about that record, when I first reviewed it here on the channel, I was talking about how mellow overall that record is. And it's still a great album. There's a lot of great songs on it, but this one in particular, I think, kicks a lot of ass, and I think it's super underrated and super, worth recommending to anybody, Smashing Pumpkins fans or not. It kicks a lot of ass. It's Marchin' On at number 3. Coming in at number 2 on the most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs, we have Panopticon from Oceania, again coming in at number 2. You know, Oceania is such a great Smashing Pumpkins record. It really runs the gamut of having so many great Smashing Pumpkins songs on it, and this one in particular, track number 2 on the record, Panopticon, it could be one of the best Smashing Pumpkins songs since Siamese Dream or Melancholy. It's the song, this one in number 1 on the list, which I'll get to in a second. These are the songs that I would recommend most to people who say that Smashing Pumpkins haven't put out as good a material in the last decade or so. These are the songs that I would point to them because it really, the guitars on Panopticon sound like Siamese Dream guitars. You know, when Billy Corgan's doing those octaves and everything, it sounds like that classic Smashing Pumpkins sound. It doesn't have to be like that for the Smashing Pumpkins all the time, but when they do that, it is absolutely incredible. And Panopticon is a really heavy song. Great performances, like I was saying, from the band on this record. They became a full band again at this time. Smashing Pumpkins, when they got Jeff and Nicole and Mike Byrne into the mix, it became a real band again. It took them some time to get rocking, but Oceania is the best that lineup put together at the time, and that's absolutely incredible. So coming in at number 2 is Panopticon from Oceania. And coming in at number 1 on my most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs, again from Oceania, we have the song called The Chimera. Now, this song has an incredible riff that kicks off this song. It's absolutely incredible. Again, just like Panopticon, you have those creamy, big muff Smashing Pumpkins guitar sounds like from Siamese Dream and from Melancholy, and it's a really great song. Really super catchy, too. It's really poppy, kind of reminds me a little bit of Swan. That was a great Billy Corgan record that he put out in 2003. And he carried on those elements a little bit into to latter era Smashing Pumpkins stuff. So really, from the beginning riff to the entire song, it's a really great Smashing Pumpkins song. You could put it on along with their classics, and it would definitely hold up. And it's underrated. And if you haven't listened to it, you definitely should. So coming in at number 1 on my list of the most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs, we have the Chimera from Oceania. And that is it, guys. That is my list of the top 10 most underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs. Let me know what your favorite underrated Smashing Pumpkins songs are. You know, the B-sides, the album tracks, the songs that people don't really talk about as much. Let me know what yours are down in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going and talk about the Smashing Pumpkins as we head into the release of Autumn Act 3, which is coming out next Friday. You can be sure to come back here to the channel to check out my review of that. And we'll see how it stacks up with Acts 1 and 2, and we'll see how the whole project came together as a whole. But either way, you know, it's still great that the Smashing Pumpkins are creating music, whether it be underrated or overrated or just rated. So let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. You can follow us on social media at Rock Squad Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Doing some stuff on TikTok. Look at me, I'm like one of the youths out there doing stuff on TikTok. And you can also check out my band Fools Union. You can check us out at foolsunion.com. Make sure to subscribe to us here on the Rock Squad channel. Make sure to like this video. We'd appreciate that, and make sure to share this video online with your friends and your fellow rock fans and Smashing Pumpkins fans. But until next kind of time, guys, I will see you then. My name is Nick. Rock on, everybody.